So we will take a Mishnah that we already know, Mishnah Sukkah 1:1. We've seen this Mishnah before, right? It states the following: סוכה שהיא גבוהה למעלה מ-20 אמה פסולה, רבי יהודה מכשיר, ושאינה גבוהה 10 טפחים, ושאין לה 3 דפנות, ושחמתה מרובה מצילה, פסולה. This may be a little bit like Chinese to some, and so let's see how the COMDT helps us to identify the structure and therefore also the meaning of this Mishnah. And so, as we said before at the top, right, we're starting by the DCC process, the divide, categorize, and connect, by looking for the din. In this particular case, I identify right away the word psula, and I know that psula is a din word, and so I'm going to divide it. Okay, do I have other psula in this Mishnah? Let's see, I'm going forward. Oh, here's another psula, so I'm going to divide it also here. And do I have any other din words? So another din word that I identify is kasher or machshir in this case. So I'm going to divide it as well. Right, here it is. I'm going to divide the word machshir or kshera, right, from the rest. Okay, so do I have another kasher here? No, I don't have any more. So I can identify these words, and we're going to highlight the din with yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and identify all the psulot, right, all the din words, right, and highlight it with yellow in this way. Here's machshir. Here we go. The dinim have been identified. So the next step is to look for the speaker. So let's see if we have speakers in here. Do we have any rabbis? So right away, this thing jumps to me. Rabbi Yehuda is a name of a rabbi, and Rabbi Yehuda says machshir, right? He says that it is kasher, it is valid. And so we are going to look for the color, the right color for Omer, and it is this turquoise color. And so I'm going to highlight it with turquoise. Okay, so far we know that there's some kind of something here, and then the din of pasul, right, not valid, and then Rabbi Yehuda, right, and then the din machshir. Very good. Next we know that after the din, we usually the mikre comes right before the din. So let's see what's happening here. Sukkah shehi gvoha lemala me-20 ama. I'm not really sure what it says, but I know that this probably is the mikre, and mikre is green, right? And it follows the din psula. Here we have a din without mikre, which is interesting. What is the mikre that Rabbi Yehuda is machshir? What does he validate? I'm not sure, but we'll get to it later on. Here is another din, okay? And it must be that the mikre, or in most cases, the mikre comes right before. So I will highlight also this one as mikre. And here we go. We have the entire Mishnah parsed by using COMDT. Let's see if we can dive a little bit in and see if we can get some more meaning. So in this case, we have two levels. We can either go for the entire translation, if you are a beginner and need that help, right? Or you can go for level 2, which means that you are basically just going to get a couple of words. So let's take level 2, right? Because our Hebrew is good enough to do some of it by ourselves. So, sukkah, a sukkah, shehi gvoha, that is taller, lemala, above, mi-20, 20, ama. What is ama? Cubit. So sukkah that is taller, above 20 cubit, psula, not valid. A sukkah which is higher than 20 cubit feet, or cubit measurement, right, is not valid. Rabbi Yehuda validates. It seems that this din also applies to this mikre, right? Rabbi Yehuda does not agree with this statement and with this din. He disagrees and actually validates this case. We know that since there is no speaker here, we learned that in most cases when the Mishnah comes without a speaker, it is said in the name of Tanakama. And so the majority of the rabbis agree that a sukkah which is taller than 20 ama, 20 cubit feet, is not valid. But Rabbi Yehuda, the minority opinion, disagrees. Let's continue. V'she'ina gvoha 10 tfachim, and that not tall, 10, handbreadth, so if it's not 10 handbreadth tall, ושאין לה 3 דפנות, and that doesn't have 3 sides or walls, and ושחמתה מרובה מצילה, and the sun is more, הרבה, than its shade. If the sun that penetrates through the sukkah, through the schach, is more than the shade, then psula. I may even cut these to 3 different mikrim because they actually have 3 different constraints, right? If a sukkah is not higher than 10 handbreadth, and if it does not have at least 3 sides, and if the sun that penetrates through the schach is bigger than the shade that it provides, then it is psula. Says whom? Tanakama. We don't have a specific rabbi speaking, so it must be the majority of the rabbis who agree. And this is how we parsed this first Mishnah.